The real reason you're not investing as a high earning woman comes down to two things: analysis paralysis and psychology. Before we can dive into those topics, which are not talked about enough when we talk about money, we have to acknowledge how hard you have worked to get to this point in your journey. To give yourself a little pat on the back and understand that, of course, investing can be intimidating, but there is a way through this. And if you feel like it would be helpful to have some level of support and accountability and just getting a little bit more clarity on your financial journey, then I would love to have a conversation with you, completely complimentary. Just use the information in the description to book a time to chat. And then that way we're able to see exactly where you're at and what you need to do next in order to see progress. But like I said, let's dive into what's holding you back from investing and what to do to be able to make progress and go from just earning an income to employing your income, right? So when we talk about analysis paralysis, this really has to do with the overwhelm and the stress of thinking about how to navigate a completely new thing that you have to learn when it comes to your finances. And investing, it's like a whole different language. You know what I mean? It's like the EFTs and the index fund, like the vocab alone could make you run scared, you know? But the thing is that because we didn't grow up learning a lot about financial literacy, it becomes this muscle we haven't used that atrophies, and all we need to do is exercise it, right? And so just like you have been able to learn any other skill that you have, investing is a skill set that you can learn with time, energy, effort, and sometimes people invest money to learn how to invest, right? And so you understanding what it is that's getting in your way, why do you feel overwhelmed, what is stressful about the idea of learning how to invest, is going to empower you with the information to know how to get around it. So I would love to know in the comments what makes investing seem intimidating, or what's holding you back from investing right now, so that we can start working through some of that stuff immediately, okay? The second thing that we have to address is psychology, the psychology of money. We didn't grow up learning about this stuff. We weren't taught it in school, and our families were only teaching us what they knew or what they understood. And so a lot of times if we grow up with, money as a source of stress or scarcity around money, our idea of investing is rooted in fear. The fear of losing it all, the fear of making the wrong decision, and the fear of not knowing enough, right? And that alone can keep you from taking this leap into earned income to employed income. And investing, the truth about it is, it's the greatest and most powerful tool that you could use to build wealth sustainably over time. And so if you don't figure out how to get past this hump, it could hold you back from being able to have the vision that you see for yourself and your family. Because earning a lot of money is great, but there are so many people who are earning and burning, all right? They're earning money and they're burning it at the same time. They're spending it. And on average, I think it is like $2 million or something like that people earn in their, professional careers. But how much do they have to show for that by the end? And you don't want to be one of those people who gets to the end of your career and has nothing to show for all of the time and energy and effort you put in to go work for somebody else. So figuring this thing out is high priority for you, especially because you have gotten over the hump of figuring out how to earn money. Kudos to you. And now it's, how do I multiply this money? How do I make it work just as hard for me as I worked for it? So really being able to understand the psychology of money, knowing your own psychology of money, what contributes to how you feel about it, how can you start to shift your identity around money to one where you are more abundant, one where you feel more confident and comfortable, one where you are no longer avoiding your money like the plague, but you are collaborating with it and you are able to work alongside your funds to build your future. That's going to be the biggest game changer that could ever happen in your journey, because that's when you start to really see the benefits of the building blocks of building wealth, where you can stop trading time for money because you have passive income streams that are doing the job for you. And so if there's nothing you take away from this, how can you begin to make progress on this specific thing today? Thankfully, you don't have to do it alone. There are resources, there's community, there's books, there's coaches, there's advisors. What's going to be the best option for you to be able to get some support in this area? Because we know support is really, really, really helpful when it comes to reaching your goals. And get a financial coach or a mentor. Start seeking people out in your community or your family to begin to, unravel what's going on here so that you can start making progress with investing. Because what we do know is that time is of the essence when it comes to investing. The more time you have to invest, the better off you'll be. The more you can allow compounding interest to work in your favor. So there is a clock ticking on this task, and you want to be working toward figuring out how to get on the other side of this, to be one of those people that can then help other family members in your household or in your lineage to get past this hump too. Not so much pressure that it holds you back, because that can be one of the things that keeps us from being able to invest, is this idea of being a first generation wealth builder, where we feel like we have to support other people, or we have to pay down debt, or we have to essentially like use our funds in another way, that investing somehow is like a luxury, not a necessity. And let me tell you, it is a necessity. It is not a luxury. If you want to be able to get to a certain place in your life where you no longer have to worry about working, but that you're able to allow your money to work for you, and you can live your best life. So as I mentioned, let's get chatty in the comments. I would love to know what you feel like is holding you back. And I would love to talk to you personally if you're interested, just to hear about where you are and make suggestions on what I think might be helpful for you moving forward. Again, that information is in the description. I would love for you to stick around, comment, like, subscribe, all of those fun things. And let's break down this idea of breaking generational cycles. It can be such a tall task that we place on ourselves. The idea of breaking generational curses, while it's amazing, also is kind of us saying that we want to heal generational trauma. And we're healing not only our own experiences, but those experiences of people that have come before us. Again, have grace and compassion for yourself. Be kind and encouraged. And I'll see you in the next video.